have an update on the confirmation of Ketanji Brown Jackson.
And we also interview Lindsay Lopez, the president of the Car Club here on campus. Welcome to Studio G. My name is Quinnell Q. Jones.
And I'm Luis Soto. Thank you for joining us.
Breaking news, last hour in the final vote, the Senate has confirmed Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. In a 53-47 decision, Judge Jackson makes history as the first black woman confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has tested positive for COVID. Her weekly press conference and congressional trip to Asia were canceled. Pelosi reportedly not experiencing any symptoms and well quarantined according to the CDC guidelines. The war in Ukraine continues and the U.S. is passing bills as punishments for Russia. Action Studio G Yavni Goli has more.
As the Russia-Ukraine war continues, the United Nations General Assembly suspends Russia from the Human Rights Council. The UNGA said that the General Assembly would, quote, suspend the rights of membership in the Human Rights Council of a member of the council that commits gross and systemic violation of human rights, end quote. The Senate has passed a trade relations bill that suspends trade relations with Russia and Belarus. The bill paves the way for higher tariff on imports from both countries as punishment for the Ukraine invasion. In a unanimous vote, the Senate has also decided to ban energy imports from Russia. The ban will now go to the House floor for the final pass. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Yavni Gully.
An update in a 413-9 vote, the House passes the ban on Russia, oil, coal, and natural gases. The House has also passed a bill suspending trade relations with Russia and Belarus. Another sanction against Russia for its war on the Ukraine is taking place in the sports world. The Boston Marathon announced it is banning runners from Russia and the Belarus 2 weeks before the race. Athletes who are not residents of those countries can compete, but they cannot run under their flags. The race is set for April 18th with 30,000 runners since the invasion of Ukraine. Sports teams from Russia and Belarus have been banned from competitions in sports like soccer, Formula One, tennis, and gymnastics.
Minnesota prosecutors have decided to file 0 charges against the SWAT team that took the life of 22-year-old Amir Locke during a no-knock warrant raid. Studio G reporter Jonathan Corral brings us more details.
Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison determined that the officer responsible for the death of 22-year-old Amir Locke was justified. Therefore, no charges will be pressed. This comes as a major disappointment to Locke's family, as well as the countless protesters his death inspired. Many protesters and the Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Ferry expressed their opposition to no-knock warrants after Locke's death. Ferry even proposed a policy that would require officers to knock before entering any residence. Locke was killed seconds after the SWAT team had entered the residence, and his name was not even on the warrant. Body cam footage shows Amir on a couch where he pointed a pistol at officers after they had unexpectedly forced their way in. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Jonathan Corral.
Though Attorney General Keith Ellison has declined any charges, he said, quote, local, state, and federal policymakers should weigh the benefits of no-knock warrants, which are both dangerous for both law enforcement and the public alike, unquote. Have you ever wanted to take a trip to space? Studio G reporter Dominic Lavoie has the story on how that just might be possible.
4 civilians are getting an out-of-this-world experience this Friday, taking part in the inaugural mission of the commercial spaceflight company Axiom Space. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket is expected to launch from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. They will be in space for 10 days, assisting with more than 24 scientific experiments. Axiom Space wants to build the first commercial space station. For Studio G, this has been Dominic Lavoie.
I don't know about you, but I definitely would love to see what space is about for sure.
I'm betting my life that Disney is going to make an amusement park on the moon.
Amusement park on the moon?
Yeah. Have you ever not seen Futurama?
No.
Well, they have amusement parks on the moon.
Yeah, but you watching a little bit too much TV for me.
I don't think that's far off on the future, though. Come on, man. Disney owns everything.
Maybe. We'll see.
Coming up after the break, Jacob Teller gives us a look into this weekend's weather.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast.
What's the magic word?
For all of the things you may one day do. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life,
Thank you.
what matters to me is that you keep doing it. I love you always, Mom.
Hello everybody, I'm Jacob Teller and I'll be your weatherman today, so let's get into it. Starting off, we're going to get into the valley temperature. Right now we're sitting at about 86 degrees with moderate wind speeds at about 7 miles per hour. So it's not too windy today and you really just got to enjoy this weather while you can. As we get into the next segment, valley temperatures, we're going to be looking at across the valley in Summerlin, 72 degrees, North Las Vegas, 76. Everything is about in the mid 70s. Once you get towards the east in Boulder City, it's going to be in 74, but nothing too crazy. It's just going to be 70s all day. And now for the weather headlines. We're going to be looking at mostly clear skies. Spring weather, of course. We're in the 70s, getting into the 80s. It's not too hot, so you really got to get outside and enjoy it. Moderate wind speeds, as I said earlier. So, you know, your allergies might flare up a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a beautiful day. And now for the evening planner. For 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., it's going to be about 84 degrees, and it's going to drop to, or it's going to pick up to 85, so it's not a big difference. But once you get into that 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. window, it's going to drop from 85 to 76 degrees. And then by 12 a.m., if you're still up, it'll be in the 60s. So, of course, you got to enjoy yourself with all these temperatures. It's not going to be looking too bad as we get into the 60s. Oh, 1 second. Let's get back there. Alrighty. And then for tomorrow morning, it'll be 60 degrees. As you see, the birds are coming out chirping. If you're up at that point, enjoy the sunrise while you can. But otherwise, get a cup of coffee and just enjoy your morning. It's going to be Friday, you know, so get your day off right. Start it off good. And now for the 7-day forecast. As we start with today, the high is going to be 86 degrees. The low will be 59. It'll pick up into the weekend with the highs being 90 degrees, 94 degrees. And then as we get into next week, we're going to see a big drop from 94 to 81 degrees. And it'll kind of, you know, slowly drop because of the wind speeds and all that. So you know how spring weather can be. It gets a lot, it goes up and down a lot. But, you know, nothing too crazy. It's going to be nice all week long. And now, coming up after the break, an exclusive interview with a UNLV student promoting diversity in the world of sports. Stay tuned.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life,
Thank you.
what matters to me is that you keep doing. And love you always, Mom. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life,
Thank you.
what matters to me is that you keep doing. And love you always, Mom.
Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm joined by Lindsay Lopez, who is a student at UNLV and also, especially more, the president of the Car Club. So Lindsay, I guess everyone wants to know what inspired you to start a car club at UNLV?
So other than me, we have 4 friends, our vice president, our treasurer. We all went to the same high school, including Justine. And we just had a conversation at lunch. We were stressed with school and I was talking about my car and that's all I talk about. And we were just like, maybe we should start a car club. And everything has been, you know, car club since we started last semester. And we just did all the paperwork. So we went with the flow and then all of a sudden we were a club.
And speaking of you talking about your car, what car do you own? And what have you done with your car since you got it?
So I have a 2016 428i BMW. I got it all stock. It's like a coupe, like small BMW. What really got us into it, my dad, I saw 4 big boxes outside of the house and they were rims. They were STR rims. And then ever since I saw those rims, I kind of fell in love with cars. On top of that, I love Tokyo Drift. So we kind of put everything together because it's just so hard to get JDM cars out there. So I'm more cosmetic wise. I changed the front and back bumpers with my car, again, the rims. And then I also did the exhaust. And they come dual tip originally, but I wanted the quad tip look of the M4. So it was a lot of just cosmetic wise. It did come gray, but I really like the satin black look. So we put satin black as a wrap, and now we just added decals of the word Tokyo Drift in Japanese on both sides of the car for our next upcoming meet.
That is crazy. I only have a Hyundai Elantra, so
it's okay.
Join Car Club. So the Car Club is really special this year because it's your first year as an organization. How have your meetings been so far?
My meetings have been amazing. Of course, not only me, we have, you know, Maggie and Leslie in our club, Abby, Anna. They really help out, and without them, this club would have come to shambles because it's just a little bit harder when you start bringing in cars with liability and everything like that. So our first car meet was very fun. It was really cold, so we were actually supposed to cancel it, but we just went through it and we were there for 3 hours in the freezing cold, but it was really worth it. We learned a lot in our meets, and the first person to come was my dad, and he's a big inspiration for UNLV Car Club too, so it just made it all better.
That's cute. So your first meeting for the Car Club, it was at Brew Tea in March. How was that meeting, and does that make you feel more excited about what Car Club will do in the future?
Yes, so the first car meet, it was, again, very cold. We weren't expecting a lot of people to come. I was really just expecting family, friends that I've been invited just because, you know, the weather, and it is pretty far from the school. Once people started coming, like, you know, everyone's always late with their cars. Like, after an hour, it was really packed. I think we had about 30 to 40 people come for our first meet, so it was really good. We learned a lot. A lot of the people that did come have their own car clubs of their own. So we learned what else we can do, like DJs and, you know, food vendors, everything like that. So our next meeting tomorrow has way more stuff like that, and we're just way more prepared than our first time.
I'm kind of curious, how do you kind of because it's your first year as an organization, what is the process of kind of filing to be an organization at UNLV? Was it hard for you? Was it easy? Can you kind of explain the process?
So the process that was really hard was finding an advisor, just because you need to have an advisee watching you overhead, and that was like, it took 2-3 weeks to find someone. The person that we ended up having was actually my own advisor for psychology, so it just worked out. We had a little conversation and that was it. Everything else was pretty set in stone. There's a lot of meetings for RSO registration that really explain everything in depth. They have PowerPoints, they have lists of documents that need to be written out, filled out, and once they're just all sent in, you just wait for the okay. It was a little bit hard just because we were cars. We didn't know if there was any liability because cars again, but they passed it with flying colors, so thank God. Yeah.
That's awesome. I really love that for you guys. I also kind of interested in you yourself being the president of the car club, and we were also talking before this interview today. You're also going to CSN, and you're going to UNLV, and you're double majoring at UNLV. How are you balancing like that work and club life?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I just don't. I look at the glass half full all the time. So I just go with that. And, fortunately enough, I don't work. So I feel like the big disconnect is when you have work and, work schedule is so much different than school schedule. So I think that's why it was easier for me to kind of balance school. And again, Car Club is a school organization. So everything that I have to do is within school grounds. So I feel like I come to school Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to like 5 p.m. I get everything done. So it just works out, I guess, for me.
Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for coming on to the studio and having this interview with us. We really appreciate it. Again, you can go, if you're interested in seeing more about the Car Club, you can go to their Instagram at UNLV Car Club. When we come back, we will have an update in sports in Las Vegas. Stay tuned.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
Third line, please.
DEPRESSION.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own.
Anxiety. I thought so.
Like many health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. And the sooner you seek treatment, the better.
Look at that. 6,000 steps and PTSD.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
The Masters Golf Tournament began today, and UNLV's very own Aaron Jarvis made an appearance. Jacob Teller provides us with the details.
The Masters Tournament officially began today and will go on for the next week. UNLV freshman Aaron Jarvis will make an appearance in the tournament. Jarvis won the Latin America Amateur Championship back in January, which earned him a ticket into this year's tournament automatically. Jarvis also punched a ticket into the Open at St. Andrews this summer, as well as tee times in the U.S. Amateur Field and Final qualifying for the U.S. Open. The 19-year-old will be the first player from the Cayman Islands to compete in such major championships, and Jarvis stated, end quote, "It means the world to me, the opportunity to go to the Masters, the British Open. There's no young golfer who doesn't dream of anything but going to those tournaments," end quote. Be sure to check out UNLV freshmen in the Masters tournament, as well as the return of Tiger Woods. This is Jacob Teller, reporting for Studio G.
Aaron Jarvis is the first amateur from UNLV to make an appearance in the Masters since Ryan Moore in the mid-2000s. Now here's Nicholas Todorovich with more news surrounding sports.
Yeah, thank you, Q. In this week's Sports Corner, we have everything from the MLB's opening day to a UFC 273 preview and a look at UNLV softball team making history. The MLB went through a mini lockout during the offseason, but players, coaches, and owners are ready to play ball. There are 7 games today. The Cubs and Brewers are currently playing right now, and the 6 other games will be on throughout the day. UNLV fans and alums should keep an eye on the Philadelphia Phillies all year long. Vegas' own Bryce Harper and UNLV alum Bryson Stott will look to represent the 702 while wearing the red pinstripes. The Phillies open their season tomorrow at noon, where we might get our first glimpse of Bryson Stott in the big leagues. Now let's take a look inside the Octagon. UFC 273 Saturday in Jacksonville, Florida. The review event will be on ESPN Plus, and it features 2 title fights. Alexander the Great Volkanovski will look to defend his featherweight crown against the fan favorite Korean Zombie. Volkanovski has been dominant as of late, but the Zombie hopes his resilience and training with Henry Cejudo will give him everything he needs to get his first taste of gold. The second title fight is a much-anticipated rematch between Aljamain Sterling and Petr Yan. Sterling won the first fight because Yan was disqualified due to an illegal knee. Yan believes he is a superior fighter, and he will look to stay disciplined in his quest to get his belt back. Fan favorite Hamza Chimaev is also fighting this weekend when he will go up against Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist Gilbert Burns. Chimaev is the most hyped-up prospect the UFC has seen since Conor McGregor, and he will look to defeat Burns to get his highest-profile win of his young career. This past weekend, the UNLV softball Rebels swept the Boise State Broncos in Idaho for the first time in their history. Boise was on a 10-game winning streak, but the Rebels controlled the series, winning all 3 games. Ariana Martinez and Mia Trejo had their bats on fire all weekend, and this batting exhibit was crucial for the ladies to leave Idaho with all 3 wins. Next up for the Rebels is a 3-game series against the nationally ranked San Diego State Aztecs right here at Eller Media Stadium. That's all for this week's Sports Corner, and now Studio G reporter Molly Peters has a review on the most classic American fast food restaurant. Take a look.
For this week's restaurant review, I decided to review a classic, McDonald's. My wallet's been hurting lately, and so has my stomach, so we're going to take it easy this week. Or that was the plan. I panicked in the drive-thru and ordered way too much food, but that's alright, my cousin was there to help me eat everything. In total, I ordered 2 plain cheeseburgers, a quarter pounder with a large fry, an apple pie, a strawberry and cream pie, an Oreo McFlurry, and 3 chocolate chip cookies. I also ordered a delicious McDonald's Fountain Diet Coke, because for some reason, McDonald's has the best Diet Coke. I started off with the cheeseburgers, which were supposed to be plain but definitely weren't. After I took the pickles out, the cheeseburger was very good. The clown somehow manages to make this compressed, strange-looking burger one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten. After the burgers, I went straight to dessert. The strawberry and cream pie was up first. I had never had it before, so I was looking forward to it. It was pretty good, but honestly way too sweet. I knew the apple pie was coming up next, so I didn't eat the whole thing. I wish there was more cream instead of the strawberry sauce, but overall I'd eat it again. The apple pie was pretty generic, but I like it. It tasted like a true apple pie, and I appreciated that. Honestly, if you go in with low expectations, you're going to enjoy your meal. Overall, this entire meal came out to be just about $21, which surprised me because I thought it was going to be more. We'll see how my stomach feels in a few days, though. For Studio G News, I'm Molly Peters.
Next up, we have a story about one of the most surprising professors that many students should be more familiar with. I wonder who it is.
Hey guys. Hi.
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 Hello. My name is Murray Mackenzie. I was born in New Zealand. I lived on a farm, and we killed our own meat, grew our own vegetables, had our own hens and ducks and cows and such, and I had to milk cows and things. And then we made our own breads and relishes and jams and chutneys. My mother taught me this. So by the time I was 10 years old, I was cooking for the family. And then this is what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a chef. When I was at high school, I got a part-time job in a hamburger place so I could learn how to cook and adjust heat and understand the principles of cooking. And then when I was 17, I went to work in a hotel, 5-year apprenticeship. I went and worked in Sydney for a year at a hotel. I happened to become the executive chef of the hotel. I was only 21 years old. What I do on campus now is I teach food and beverage operational classes. So the students are working in a realistic environment. I work front of house, so that means we serve beverage and we serve the food, but we also look after the customer. So that's why we're here in the bar, because the bar is a very convenient location and also very, I suppose, a place that people would like to meet, relax. And the other exciting class I teach is the aesthetics of music and wine. Now this is wonderful because everyone has their favorite music they like to play. What do they really consume beverage with that? I think I'm a lucky man, I mean, imagine teaching a class, sitting down, tasting wine and listening to music, it's pretty good. And it's a wonderful experience for me. You think that you're enjoying the class, I'm enjoying it more than you are, because I'm learning so much from the student body that's there. So watching, obviously, the student grow and understand and then suddenly click, they get the idea, you can see maybe I am doing something right. So thank you to Studio G for undertaking this interview, because I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a nice sort of nostalgic look back at what I've done over these many years of teaching and also working in industry. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and also the recording and the interview as much as I did undertaking it. And so what I'm going to do for Studio G is I'm going to give them a bottle of wine, yes. And where's that wine going to come from? Obviously, New Zealand, my birthplace. So I've got a nice Sauvignon Blanc here from Marlborough, and I'm sure they'll enjoy every last drop of it.
Thank you, Murray, for the wine. I heard it was from New Zealand. I appreciate it.
It says in the bottle, too.
Louise ain't 21 yet, so this is mine. Be celebrating it with the guys, so.
Well, you know what? I'm not 21, I'm 22, so bring it here, boy.
Nah, not happening, not happening.
You know what? But at least I'll be really young when I receive my bachelor's, and he's probably gonna be like 50 by then.
Thank you for watching. I'm Quinnell Q. Jones.
And I'm Luis Soto. This was Studio G.